আজকের এই অনুষ্ঠানের বিষয়বস্তু নিয়ে একটি বক্তব্য প্রদান করবেন ইস্তাম্বুল ফাউন্ডেশন ফর সায়েন্স অ্যান্ড কালচারের সম্মানিত জেনারেল কোঅর্ডিনেটর ডক্টর হাকান গুলারচে। বক্তব্য রাখবেন ডক্টর হাকান গুলারচে।
Good morning. Dear Chief Guest and dear special guests, dear friends, scholars, ladies and gentlemen, in recent years, humanity has witnessed huge numbers of people forced to leave their homes due to war, conflict, poverty, and destruction. We have witnessed the dislocation and displacement of individuals, families, and children, people bravely making life-threatening journeys across land and sea in search of safety and the possibility for a better life and future. Intellectuals today frequently suggest that the problems besetting us stem from the abandoning of ethical principles and degeneration of morality. Although science and technology getting forward very fast, but humanity is still being forgotten and the fundamental principles of human values are being ignored. Consumerism is grasping people in such a way that people live only to acquire more and more. But the spiritual and moral needs of human ontology are being overlooked. Their homes are growing larger, but families are getting smaller. Mass communications are all-encompassing, but relations with family and neighbors are minimal. News channels have multiplied, but truth and reliability have diminished and disappeared. Informal technology has been developed to an astonishing degree, but psychological problems, social injustice, global crisis, violence, and ecological disasters have also increased. As the world grows smaller, the problems grow larger, so that they now clearly threaten the future of humanity. So, how has this happened? Can it be that the source of these problems is the absence of faith and spirituality, which prevent humankind from committing extremes and inspire them to perform good deeds? Is it the lack of spirituality that causes loneliness, unhappiness, insensitiveness, and hopelessness that currently people are suffering from? These questions require intensive study. Only then the answers may be found and human beings will be able to live with the dignity they deserve. It is evident that numerous civil and social organizations work to resolve these problems, but very often they disregard the core spiritual aspects. Consequently, the partial solutions they offer hinder the positive development rather than support it. Sayyid Nursi's Risale-i-Nur, a contemporary commentary on the Quran, offers various solutions to these problems through a method. This method is based on acquiring factual knowledge and pointing out its precise utilization, that is, as a means of attaining the belief by investigation, iman tahqiqi, and constructing an ethical understanding derived from these principles. Today, this international conference is going to be organized jointly by the Istanbul Foundation for Science and Culture and the Department of Arabic of University of Dhaka to get a clear understanding of the objectives mentioned above. Distinguished academics, specialists, intellectuals, and writers of different persuasions from several countries will present their research papers on the given theme. The purpose of the conference is to discuss the current challenges of modern work in order to create a peaceful atmosphere for assuring a coexistence of all religious as well as ethnical groups in accordance with the guidelines of the teachings of the Quran and Sunnah. Thank you very much. Welcome.
ডক্টর হাকান মুলাজ্জেকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ। সুধী মণ্ডলী, অনুষ্ঠানের এই পর্যায়ে উদ্বোধনী ভাষণ রাখবেন ঢাকা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের মাননীয় উপাচার্য ও আজকের এই আন্তর্জাতিক কনফারেন্সের সম্মানিত উদ্বোধক অধ্যাপক ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ আখতারুজ্জামান। বক্তব্য প্রদান করবেন অধ্যাপক ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ আখতারুজ্জামান।
Honorable Chair of this inaugural session of this International Conference on Living in Peace and Harmony, the Risala Noor Perspective, Professor Muhammad Yusuf, who happens to be the Chairman of the Department of Arabic, University of Dhaka. We have amongst us as chief guest, Honorable Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Professor Dr. Abdul Mannan, who happen to be the Vice Chancellor of the Chittagong University. And we are happy to have amongst us Honorable Member of the Turkish National Assembly, Mr. Sayyid Yusuf, who is also the Director of the Istanbul Foundation for Science and Culture. And I have also come to know that his keynote speaker also from the Turkish community, Professor Dr. Alfa Salam, who happens to be a professor of Üsküdar University, Turkey. And I am happy to know that we have a good number of overseas participants from Turkey, from India, from UK, and some other countries, and also the local host members. Ladies and gentlemen, very good morning and assalamu alaikum. আমাদের এখন মহান ভাষার মাস। It is the month of language. In this month of 1952, a good number of language martyrs sacrificed their lives for the cause of mother language, and which is now the internationally recognized day. 21st February is not only a martyr day for Bangladesh, it is also the International Mother Language Day. But today we recall the sweet memories of our forefathers who laid down their lives for the cause of mother language. And it is also the spirit that 1952, 21st February gave birth to a sense of Bengali nationalism, which is a secular idea, and that ultimately gave birth to the birth of nation, this country, Bangladesh, in 1971, and under the dynamic leadership of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Today, on this special occasion, we need to recall all these sweet memories for their glorious achievements and contributions to the development of this Bengali nationalism and Bangladesh. Dear participants, on my behalf and as well as on behalf of the University of Dhaka, to welcome you all to this international conference jointly organized by the University of Dhaka and the Istanbul Foundation for Science and Culture, Turkey. It is the conference of this, the first kind of this conference is being held under the banner of this department in this wonderful campus of the University of Dhaka. You would be happy to learn, particularly the foreign participants, that this campus made its academic journey in 1921. Just after 2 years, this university will celebrate its centenary. So this is a historic campus of this university, and you are most welcome to it. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I understand that this conference theme and the conference of this kind is in quite consummated with the Quranic passage that was recited before us some few minutes back. The Quranic passage that clearly states that, "O mankind, we have created you from male and female, and you have God spread over the world in tribe and colors, so that you can understand each other." That is a wonderful piece of verse from the Holy Quran that was recited. And it gives us clear indications that we need to have the conference like this, because here we have assembled people of different nationality. People from India, from Turkey, from Bangladesh, and from UK, all we have assembled here. So that this conference will give us an idea of having harmony and peace, and that is the way to establish peace and harmony. And the theme of the conference is also very clear. the living in peace and harmony. And in the perspective of Badi'uz Zaman, and we have also had the opportunity to see the screened biographical note of Badi'uz Zaman, and that shows that the 20th century Turkey witnessed the advent of a great leader, the spiritual leader, and who is also considered to be the spiritual leader of Turkey. And when Badi'uz Zaman's advent took place, then Turkey probably got ascendancy of some orthodoxy. And when the extremist groups were making their appearance in Turkey's socio-political arena, then Badi'uz Zaman made his kind advent. And it was he who, with his wisdom and the clear interpretation of the Quran, which we may call the tafsir, he, with his vision and with his wisdom, his scholarly analysis of the Quranic passages, gave a mystic idea of Islam. This mystic idea is the only way by which we can bind all the people together. And Badi'uz Zaman probably did this, not with his sword, but with his wisdom and also with his vision. And it is he who probably, with the sense of compassion and love, he got the people in his side. And that is the way Islam worked in all the years. In Bangladesh also, when the advent of Islam took place in the 13th century, the Islamic leaders, they also owned the hearts of the people, not only with sword. Not only sword. They did not use any sword. Rather, they owned the hearts of the people by compassion and love. That is the way Islam can win over. Badi'uz Zaman fought against extremism and orthodoxy with compassion and love. This compassion and love, the inherent values of Islam, we need to practice in life. If we can do, and then only then, peace and harmony can be ensured in society. And which is the clear dictation of the Quran, of the Sunnah, that Badi'uz Zaman used to practice in his life. And also his followers is following the same path Badi'uz Zaman showed them. I understand that experts on Badi'uz Zaman and participants from different countries from home and abroad, they will be focusing on life, works and philosophy of Badi'uz Zaman, and which will ultimately lead them to hold the idea that we need to have compassion and love in order to protect Islam from the allegation that it follows the path of orthodoxy and path of terrorism or extremism. But we need to know that there is no room of extremism and terrorism in Islam. Similar is the case with, there is no room of extremism and orthodoxy in the Bengali side. In the Bengali side, we don't have any possibility. Dear participants, basically, considering my preoccupation, I will not be able to stay a longer time in this conference, except sparing a few moments with you in this inaugural session. But I hope you will be having a good number of paper reading sessions. Somebody will be presenting keynote speeches. Honorable Member of the Parliament is also here. You will be also listening to our chief guest, Professor Abdul Mannan, who is a man of business school, but he has a very wide knowledge in humanities, so that he will be also speaking this gathering. He will be also talking to you, focusing on the lives and works of Badi'uz Zaman, and as well as the philosophy and works of Bengali society. So I understand that the recommendations that will be drawn upon from this conference, the host institution, Department of Arabic, and my colleagues, they will try to implement those in course of time in the collaboration way with Istanbul Foundation for Science and Culture, and the Department of Arabic will be jointly holding several conferences in future. The university will be providing all sorts of assistances to that end, because we need to have some collaborative drive. This is an era of collaboration, era of collaborative drive. As university cannot flourish with having collaboration with the outside world. The Dhaka University, which is considered to be one of the finest university in the East, which is also considered to be the Oxford of the East, cannot live alone without having collaborative research programs, collaborative drives, and in order to get more flourished, we need to have collaboration with outside world and the international communities. And I hope the department will also continue its endeavor to make joint collaborative programs, research exchange, faculty exchange, and also collaborative way of doing things. With these few words, I hope particularly our Turkish friends, our UK friends, Indian friends, and more particularly the overseas participants, they will be having a good taste of our local hospitality. They will be having a very pleasant stay in our country. With this few notes, may I have the privilege to declare this international conference on living in peace and harmony, the Risala Nur perspective open. Thank you so much.
অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ অধ্যাপক ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ আখতারুজ্জামান স্যার আপনাকে আপনার মূল্যবান সময় আমাদেরকে উপহার দেওয়ার জন্য। অভ্যাগত সুধী, আমরা এখন আজকের এই আন্তর্জাতিক কনফারেন্সে বিভিন্ন দেশ থেকে আগত সম্মানিত অতিথিবৃন্দের বক্তব্য শুনব। আমি সম্মানিত অতিথিবৃন্দকে অত্যন্ত বিনয়ের সাথে অনুরোধ করব আপনারা সংক্ষেপে আজকের এই কনফারেন্সে কথা বলবেন। প্রথমে আমি অনুরোধ করছি ভারতের আলিয়া বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের সহযোগী অধ্যাপক ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ নাসিরুর রহমান বক্তব্য নিয়ে আসছেন। ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ নাসিরুর রহমান, সহযোগী অধ্যাপক, আলিয়া বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়, ভারত।
Today, we're pleased to welcome Dr. Mohammad Nasir Rahman from India. He is an associate professor of Alia University, India. I would like to request him to deliver the address very shortly.
Distinguished guests for the dais, and ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Since 2007, I have associated these Nursi studies from Hyderabad. I have presented a dozen of international papers on Nursi studies, and I have translated a book on biography of Sayyid Nursi, Nazra Amman Hayati Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi, written by Ihsan Qasim As-Salihi, and translation Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi Jiwan Utarpon, published from Dhaka. And another Kulliya, Murshidu al-Haq, Kulliya Turasal al-Dur, I have already translated and published in Dhaka. My journey in Dasal Nur and Nursi studies listened me and I learned a lot. But I want to two lessons of Sayyid Nursi present in front of you. Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi, first lesson I have learned are most expressed. Badiuzzzaman said, when you know your way and opinion to be true, it means I am Hanafi, Shafi, Ahle Hadith, and so many school of thoughts that you can say you have right to say, may I right and best, may my way is right and best, but you cannot say you do not have right to say only my way is right. It is very, very great advice from Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi. Another advice of Sayyid Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi is especially for people of Bengal, not for Bangladesh. For Bengal, West Bengal and Bangladesh also. May I speak in short in Bengali. Badiuzzzaman said, শিক্ষা আমরা বিভাজিত করি আমাদের তৈরি করা শিক্ষা, যাকে আমরা বিজ্ঞান, প্রযুক্তি, আর্টস, হিউম্যানিটিজের নামে আমরা আখ্যায়িত করি, আর কিছু শিক্ষাকে আমরা বলি যেগুলো আল্লাহর তরফ থেকে আসা শিক্ষা, যেগুলোকে আমরা কোরআন এবং হাদিস বলে থাকি। এই শিক্ষাকে যে আমরা দুটি ভাগে বলি, ওয়েস্টার্ন এডুকেশন অ্যান্ড ইস্টার্ন, অর্থাৎ কোরআন এবং হাদিসের শিক্ষা, এই বিভাজনটি অত্যন্ত দুর্ভাগ্যজনক। তিনি উদাহরণ দিয়ে বলেন যে আল্লাহ তাআলা 99 নেমস, গুণনাম যেগুলি আছে, সেই গুণে নামের মধ্যে কোনো বিভাজন নেই। ফর এক্সাম্পল, আল্লাহ খালিক উইদাউট ডিসক্রিমিনেশন, কাস্ট অ্যান্ড রিলিজিয়ন। আল্লাহ রাজিক, মানুষ এবং সমস্ত পশুকে তিনি খেতে দেন, সেখানে তার গুণনামে কোনো ডিসক্রিমিনেশন নেই। সো দ্যাট আল্লাহ আলিম, আল্লাহ আলিম, অর্থাৎ শিক্ষা একটা বিন্দু, উৎস, যেটা মানুষের জন্য এই পৃথিবীতে এসেছে। ইস্ট অ্যান্ড ওয়েস্টে বিভাজন হতে পারে না। It is advice from Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi. Thank you very much.
অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ নসিম রহমান আপনাকে। এ পর্যায়ে বক্তব্য রাখবেন ইসলামিক ইউনিভার্সিটি অফ মালয়েশিয়ার সম্মানিত সহকারী অধ্যাপক ডক্টর এলমিরা আহমেদ রহমান।
Thank you so much for your analysis on the life of Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi. Now, I'd like to call Dr. Elmira Ahmedullah, Assistant Professor, International Islamic University, Malaysia.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected dignitaries, professors, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum and very good noon. And warm greetings from Malaysia. Actually, I am from Russia myself. I was born in Russia, but I'm living in Malaysia for 20 years. And I'm also the student of Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi for more than 10 years now. So we are gathered here in this very beautiful hall at the University of Dhaka to discuss the Risala Nur approach in bringing peace, harmony, and happiness to entire humanity. The establishment of peace and human security is one of the main objectives of any rebel religions, and also an ultimate goal of any government based on good governance. In order this, we are having many problems. The mainly the different types of extremism such as greed, selfishness, hatred, racism, and today the thousands of people are killed or displaced because of such kind of many problems. That there is an urgent need today in order to find solutions. How we are going to move forward and what solutions we can offer today. So what I really like in the Risala Nur, that Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi was addressing all this is the main problems, what is happening in modern times. And he is not only identifying what are the main problems today, but also he was giving the solutions, what are the main results, the answers to these problems. And in the short video it was mentioned that Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi said that there are 3 reasons for extremism, which are ignorance, number 1, number 2, poverty, and number 3, conflict or disunity. And after that, Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi offered 3 solutions, which are right education to terminate ignorance, and also providing well-being and society to end poverty and establishing peace and security in order to overcome conflicts. Thus, I think that this is the theme of this conference is very essential for all of us and also very timely. And I hope that we will have very good and fruitful conference in these 2 days. And I really thank all of you for listening, and also I want to thank the organizing committee for invitation and also hospitality here. Assalamu alaikum.
অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ ডক্টর এলমিরা আহমেদ রহমান। সুধীমণ্ডলী, এ পর্যায়ে আমরা আজকের অনুষ্ঠানের সম্মানিত বিশেষ অতিথি শুধু বলি এই পর্যায়ে সিঙ্গাপুর ন্যাশনাল ইউনিভার্সিটির সম্মানিত অধ্যাপক ডক্টর সাইদ ফরিদ আল আকাশ বক্তব্য নিয়ে আসছেন। আমি ডক্টর সাইদ ফরিদ আল আকাশকে সংক্ষেপে তার বক্তব্য রাখার জন্য অনুরোধ করছি।
Thank you so much for your outstanding speech. Now, I would like to give the floor upon the Professor Dr. Syed Farid Al Atas of Singapore National University, Singapore.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm first of all very happy to be in Dhaka, my first trip to Bangladesh. I'm grateful to the University of Dhaka for the invitation and also to the Istanbul Foundation for Science and Culture, which has been spending many years promoting the works and the ideas of Syed Nursi. Syed Nursi is one of the leading thinkers and reformers of the modern period in the Islamic world. He was a contemporary of Jamaluddin Afghani and Ahmad Abdul. He belongs to that generation of scholars, but he is to be distinguished from them in the sense that he continues to have a strong following decades after he had passed away. He, in fact, has a stronger following today than he had during his own time. And it's therefore necessary for us to know more about his work and to understand how he's relevant to our problems today. Unlike other reformers of his time, Nursi's message was not only for Islam or for Muslims, but for humanity. In fact, Nursi spoke about the need for unity with the West, with the modern West, with the Christians, the believing Christians of the West in particular. He also spoke about sectarianism within Islam. He was very concerned and distressed with the lack of unity among Muslims. This message, I think, is very important, perhaps more important today than it was during Nursi's time. Nursi also stressed on the need for Muslims to understand their religion rationally, and not just to accept ideas and beliefs without question. He had a unique approach to this understanding through the use of parables, stories, and allegories, which drew upon contemporary examples, and therefore made it more understandable to his readers. It is not easy to understand thinking and scholarship such as those belonging to Nursi, unless you can relate it to your own circumstances and to your own society. Therefore, one of our hopes is that people, scholars in Bangladesh, would try to do some comparative studies between Nursi and the great thinkers of your country, such as the international poet Nuzrul Islam and other thinkers, so that through these comparisons it's possible to better understand the relevance of Nursi as well as your own thinkers to our world problems. Thank you very much.
অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ প্রফেসর ডক্টর সাইদ ফরিদ আল আকাশ। শুধু মনে করি